So it's blurry right now. Can you guys hear me? Just waiting for it to focus. Let me remove my add to the stream, and it's still blurry. Sorry guys, I'm having major technical issues. How about if I stop camera? Let's try that for now. Can you guys hear me okay? And thank you, RM. You are the first super sticker of 2022. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. How are you guys doing today? Can you guys just let me know if you can hear me? I had a mess with the audio. It was totally acting up. So just let me know how's the sound. And let me see what you guys say. Just waiting to get an answer from you guys. Can you guys hear me? How's the sound? Not sure. You're good. Delana says I'm good. You can hear me? Okay. So welcome everybody. RM says, yes, I can hear you. So welcome, welcome, welcome. It's our first live of 2022. I'm probably still going to say 2021 because that's usually how it works when a new year starts. I do want to say also, my voice sounds really raspy, I sound like a man, I feel like, but I'm just kind of sick right now. So just hopefully you guys could get past what I sound like. I have the mic also a little bit further because I don't want you guys to be hearing the wheezing and me like trying to breathe all heavily and stuff like that. So if you hear something like that, just know it's me back here dying. How's everyone doing today? I should do this before I even get started. Hold on, let's see. I should play this. Okay, let's get started. Now I can get started with everything. So hello, welcome. If you're new here, hello. My name is Crazy Crime Chick. I discuss different true crime cases. I make videos, and I also do live discussions like what you're gonna see today and hopefully participate. Today we got some new information regarding two different cases that seems like they're being linked together now. So I don't know about you guys, but to me it's pretty huge. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I do want to say I did make a little timeline out that I think is important when it comes to the double homicide murder in Moab. And of course, that's going to be Kylen Crystal and her wife, Crystal Turner. Then we'll listen to Sean Paul, who is the private investigator working with the women's family, especially Sean Paul. He dropped a bomb on us the other day when he did his interview with Court TV. And we're going to listen to that and then some other stuff. But before we get started, let me say hi to my subscribers and members. RM, welcome to the membership. Welcome, welcome. Glad you're here. You're the first new member for the year too. Look at you just coming in strong. How's everyone doing? Sweet Pea, I have not even been on my Facebook to look at anything. Is it regarding this case, what we're going to discuss, either Gabby Petito, Brian Laundrie, or the Moab murders? Hey, Delana, I seen Dee's in the house. Thank you, mods, for being here with me. I think I seen Barbara Bruson. Oh my gosh, it's been so long, you guys. Barbara has been with the channel before I think I hit 500 subscribers. So hello, Barbara. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Wow. Hi, Stacy. Happy New Year to you too. Jen, Gigi, hey, Happy New Year to you. Kenneth, Deco Pigner, what's up? Let me see who else. Can I scroll a little bit higher? I don't think I can go higher. So I'm going to try my hardest, you guys, to talk a little slower because people say I talk fast. So I'm going to try my hardest to just slow my road today and take it a little easy. Let me try turning the camera on for just a bit. Let's see if it's working now. If not, we'll just do it without the camera. No need to struggle over it. Let's see. It's a little okay. Obviously, I look really pale. I'm sick. Don't mind my dead roses in the back. Wow. Look at my dead roses. Gigi, I'm glad you're here too. It's been a while. How have you been, love? I'm really stuffed up, you guys. Really, really bad. I'm struggling to make sure I say my words properly because it's so, like, I feel like I've been crying so much and I haven't been crying. All right, so I'm going to share my screen with you guys because I'm just going to jump right into it. But I am going to turn the camera off. I just wanted to show you guys. Hi, hello. Hi, Libby. How are you? All right, guys, let me share my screen. I'm just going to jump right into this discussion today. So let's see. So I'm going to go over, obviously today we're going to be talking about Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito. It's been quite some time since we've discussed that case. I feel like, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like after Brian was found and we were told, cause of death was suicide, I feel like we haven't got any other information since then. We don't know, we haven't got nothing about what's in that notebook, who has the notebook. I know there's some rumors about that, which tomorrow we're going to have another live to go more into that discussion. But also, what kind of gun was used. Brian, it was suicide, and we're told it was by a gun. So we don't know what kind of gun was used. All that information, nothing's been put out yet. And I'm not going to go into a recap for you guys regarding Gabby and Brian's case. I feel like everybody knows that case. And if you don't know it, I have lots of videos, or you can just Google the names and you'll get a lot of information for that. But when it comes to the Moab's double homicide of Kylen Schulte and her wife, Crystal Turner, I do want to go into a little timeline before we actually listen to the private investigator's interview he just recently did. So let me share my screen. And again, I apologize. I'm probably going to be coughing back here, but we'll get through it. It's fine. Let me see. Okay, so let's close this. And I also want to let you guys know, hey, Kevin, how are you? Caliber of bullet. Let me see what you're saying. Them to, well, we know the women were, and I'm going to go through some of that. The women were, that's Kylen and Crystal, from a 9mm. But when it comes to Brian, we have no information of what type of gun was used for Brian, or even what was in that notebook. We have nothing's been released to us. It's been really quiet when it comes to the aftermath of giving us any information with Brian Laundrie. Let me share my screen. I do want to say, you guys, when I usually share my screen, I'm not looking at chat. So please, anyone that's coming in, mods, if they say hi to me, just give them a big hello. Usually I don't look at chat because it could get a little distracting. And if you need to get my attention, because I will look at it sporadically, you can do @ with my name, no spaces. Usually that's highlights. Or, of course, super chats or super stickers are highlighted and get my attention and are very much appreciated. So those are the two ways you guys can get my attention when I'm reading something. Yeah, Barbara, you make a really good point. They never even said if they found the gun. None of that information has been released to us. Nothing. It's been really quiet. Certain things we have learned with Brian Laundrie, like the $20,000 in that bank account. And again, we're going to go into that discussion tomorrow. But when it comes to the notebook and what type of gun, if they even found the gun, nothing has been given to us. It's been really, really quiet from them. Lip locked. I love your channel. Well, thank you for being here. I'm so glad you like the channel. All right, let me share my screen, you guys. Just waiting for it to load. You know, StreamYard can take some time to actually show it. Now, I do want to say, while it's waiting to pop up on your guys' end, the dates and information that I got in this timeline is going to come from Kylen's aunt, Bridget. Bridget, she is the one who originally made the Facebook group for Kylen and Crystal when they were missing at the time. And she's also the one who made a very good detailed timeline for this case. So some of the information that you're going to see here is from her timeline, and then some other stuff I did go back and look up on Grand County Facebook page. Hey Donna, what's up? I'm feeling okay, pushing through it. Thank you for asking, love. What's up, Buttercup? How are you? Carrie, what's up? Just doing meh. Okay, so now I'm not going to look at chat because I'm going to go through this timeline with you guys. So I'm going to make it bigger on my end. Again, don't think I'm ignoring you guys. All right, so these are dates that I think are important before we jump into listening to the private investigator's bombshell that I feel like he gave us the other day. Now, August 12th is very important, I think, this day. It would be Kylen's last shift at Moonflower Co. Now, we know she worked for them. She was a cashier. And I put it's her last shift because she obviously would not live to make her other shift. Now, Bridget, again, who is Kylen's aunt, on her timeline, she put that her shift was from 7:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Now, I'm going to only assume that the family must have got that information from Moonflower or from anyone who knew Kylen's shift that day. So I did incorporate that. Now, August 12th is obviously the day that Gabby and Brian got into that huge argument that took place right across the street from Moonflower. And that's when we see the body cam and all that stuff. Now, August 13th, Kylen and Crystal camp in the LaSalle Mountains. It is also being learned that they actually were there camping, not per se at that site, but they were camping previously to August 13th. I do want to put that out there. August 13th, Kylen, this is the day that the women would go to a local tavern called Woody's. And this is where they go there, and there's two friends with them. I believe they're women. And they start telling their friends about this creeper dude. A lot of it, if you know this case, you know about this, but they tell them about this creeper that, was at their campsite. The women did say they wanted to move campsite. It is unclear if they ever got a chance to, but this is the day that they would tell them about this creeper dude. Now, the distance from Moonflower to Woody's Tavern, I believe, and we're going to look at the map again because I do want to get my numbers right, but I think it's like a 4-minute drive or something like that. It's like, or maybe 5-minute drive. It's like right down the street. Then the Boeing Motel where Brian on the 12th would go. Remember, Brian gets dropped off at that hotel. Gabby keeps the van. We don't know where Gabby actually stays that night. But that hotel, literally from Moonflower, you just walk straight from Moonflower, like go straight up to Main Street, and literally you just turn your head and the hotel is right there. You can see it. So, and then the distance from the hotel to Woody's, I believe it's like a 7-minute drive. It's just down one street, straight up above. So it's pretty interesting that all of those places are all in one little circle. So again, this would be, unfortunately, the last time that anyone seen or spoke to the women. Now, after Woody's, the women did go to their friend's house, and they weren't there long, and they also spoke about this creeper dude. So I do want to just say that. But the women would have been back at their campsite. I believe it was stated a little bit after 12 a.m. They would have got back to their campsite. So I do want to put that because I thought that was important information. August 15th. This is when August 15th and the 16th. So this is when their jobs started getting a little worried because they were Crystal on the 15th. She had a no-show, no call for work. She worked at McDonald's. And then on the 16th, Kylen, and I believe Crystal also had a shift that day. And again, no show, no call for work. And per Sean Paul on his Facebook, because he was extremely active when he learned that the girls did not show up for work, he stated that it's not like them. They would never not call or not just show up for a shift. So he immediately was worried for them. Now, this is where I'm a little bit confused. Maybe you guys might know and you can comment and I'll go back and look. But on the timeline that Bridget, who is Kylen's aunt, that she made, it says that police are called to report women missing. Now, also on that timeline for August 17th, it says that Kylen's dad pushes local police for a missing persons. They do an ATL. So I wonder if on the 16th, when Sean Paul calls them to report them missing, I'm wondering, did that ever take place? Did they ever take that missing person's report? Or did they, like with many times we hear with these cases when they're adults and they cannot be located, a lot of time law enforcement won't take it as seriously. They'll say things, and I've seen this a lot, they'll say things, well, maybe they just want a couple of days to themselves. So I'm wondering if on the 16th that missing report didn't actually get taken down. And if that's why on August 17th, per Bridget and her timeline, it says that the dad pushes local police for missing persons, and they do an ATL, which is attempt to locate. Now, police, Grant County, they go out and they search. Hold on really fast. Give me 1 second, guys. I got a message. Hold on, you guys. Hold on. Oh, okay, sorry about that. But they go out and they search for the women. Now, they did not find the women, obviously, because on August 18th, and again, when you go on Sean Paul's Facebook, you can see all of this unravel. He asks his family and friends in Moab if they can go and search, and a lot of people thought that the women possibly got in an accident, they got a little too far, lost service, maybe their vehicle broke down. No one obviously ever thought what would unfold when it came to the women. But Cindy Sue, who is a family friend, she volunteered and she had wrote on a comment to Sean Paul something like, I'm not going to say it like word for word, but that, the following day, if the women hadn't been found, she would go out and look for them. And she made a comment something like, she can't do much, like she can't climb mountains or anything, but she can, drive around and try to see if she can find them. And that's exactly what she did on August 18th. She actually packed up, I believe she got like water bottles and some snacks, and I'm not sure if it was blankets or towels, and she went out and went to go look for them. And within 5 hours, she would come to the women's campsite and discover Kylen's body in a stream. Now, I do want to say in between that, she did go to different campsites. She did talk to people, show them Kylen's and Crystal's pictures. But within 5 hours, she found them. And I just think that's so interesting that Cindy Sue must have known, Sean Paul must have told Cindy Sue the same thing he told law enforcement, possibly where the women could be camping, where they usually would go, stuff like that. So on the 17th, Grand County goes out and looks for them. They say they're doing an attempt to locate. They don't find anything. And I really question, how long do they actually go search for them? Where do they actually go search for them? Because on the 18th, Cindy Sue's out there. She's an older lady and she finds them within 5 hours. So I don't know. To me, that just bothers me. And it makes me really question how serious did law enforcement really take 2 adult women, not being able to be found. Sean Paul obviously is concerned, but how serious did law enforcement take it? I don't think they took it serious at all. On the 19th, so August 19th, Grand County Sheriff provides press release that the cause of death for the women would be a gunshot wound. And then on the 24th, a Grand County Sheriff goes live. And again, you guys can go, if you have Facebook, you guys can go to their Facebook. All of this is on there still, so you can go back and look at it. They don't post much, so it's not like you're going to be looking for a while. But on August 24th, Grand County Sheriff goes live on Facebook, and they issue a statement. For one, this live, the volume sucks, so I'm not even going to try to play it for you guys. But they share that they're committed to the case, and they really want to reinstate to everyone that lives there that the public has no need to worry about their safety, which this statement really caused everyone regarding this case to just question it. Like, how are you going to tell us we have nothing to fear when you have two women who were murdered at their campsite and you have nobody in custody? So again, it led people to be a little angry at the sheriff department and question them, like, how do you come up to that conclusion so quickly? Now, September 11th, Gabby Petito would be reported missing, and I want to make sure, hold on. And again, you guys, I have no idea what you're saying in chat. I can't even look at the screen right now. Hold on. I'm just looking at something. Okay, yeah. Okay, so September 11th, this is when Gabby Petito would be reported missing. Now, when Gabby would go missing, this is when people started to kind of like compare the two cases. And honestly, maybe you guys can answer this right now in the chat and I'll go back and look at it. But how did you learn about Kylen Schulte and Crystal Turner, the double homicide murder in Moab? How did you learn about that case? Are you from the area? Is that how you learned it? For me, I learned this case because of Gabby Petito. I was deep in research with the case. This is when she was missing. And I remember it was one late night and something popped up with Kylen and Crystal, which led me to Sean Paul's Facebook. And it's Sean Paul's Facebook. I started reading everything he posted. And again, he literally has on his Facebook, you can watch it unfold. He posts, the women are missing. Can you guys go look out? They're not showing up for work. Then it goes to, they're trying to figure out what vehicle they were last driving. Then it gets to, unfortunately, Cindy Sue goes out and finds the women. But it's when I went to his Facebook, the first time I seen it, I was so overwhelmed with despair. I mean, you could just see what he was writing. He was pleading for people to help him. Anyone. He seemed so frustrated with law enforcement. I believe he was making statements back then about, they say they have the FBI involved, but no one's contacted him. He seemed very frustrated and he was just trying to get help from anybody. And then I was thinking, gosh, how different this case is from Gabby Petito, which blew up and everyone knew about it. So I remember thinking this is a case I definitely wanted to cover, and that's when I started making little videos, sharing things on my community. But that's how I learned about this case. Now, because other people started linking things and started questioning things between the two cases, well, Gabby being missing and then the women being found murdered, on September 16th, Grand County Sheriff issues a press release. Now, they say that they are exploring the connection between Gabby's disappearance and the double homicide, obviously, of Kylen and Crystal. Now, I shit you guys not. The very next day, September 17th, they release another statement saying it's been determined that the Gabby Petito missing person case is not related to the double homicide. Now, how did they come to that conclusion? We don't know. Their statement was super short, and as you can see on the screen, but it took them one day to come to that. How did they come to that? I don't know. Some people have speculated, do they have surveillance possibly of Brian and Gabby, maybe the van leaving away from there? We don't know. We don't know. But a lot of people just wonder, how did they come to this? And to me, I need more proof than them just telling me within a day there is no connection. But again, that's just me. And those are going to be the important dates that I put down for when it comes to Kylen and Crystal. Those are the dates that I really wanted to just point out to you guys before we get into listening to the private investigator. Do you guys have any questions before I move on to play Jason Jensen's new interview he did with Court TV? Now, I do want to just also say, I'm looking at chat now. The private investigator, I feel like since he's helped the family out, I feel like now we're learning things. Now things are being brought to light. And I wonder if he wasn't there, would any of this be, would the family be getting any answers? I kind of feel like no, they wouldn't be. And he is helping the family with he is not getting paid. So he's doing this out of the kindness of his heart, which I think is amazing. Carrie says, I don't think they are related, but I could be wrong. I think there's definitely a connection here with the two cases. Now, could it be the connection of them just, coincidence that these two, Gabby would go missing, Brian would take his own life, the women are murdered. These two cases, are they completely just different, but they aligned somehow in connection? I don't know. It's just really strange when we go into the new things that we're going to look at right now, how these two cases somehow are linked, even if it's just them seeing each other. I don't know. It's just really bizarre. And now it's being said possibly that, was Gabby and Brian at Woody's that night? I mean, I don't know. This case is definitely strange to me. True crime with exactly. It's really strange. How can true crime with Eve EP? How crazy that two tragedies cross paths. Exactly. What are the odds of that? It's so insane. But again, it is because Gabby going missing that a lot of us learned about Kylen and Crystal, I feel like. Scott says, because if they found a weapon next to the remains, they could compare ballistics. Well, I know, Scott, are you talking? So for Kylen and Crystal, they found the 9mm casings at the campsite. For Brian, we don't know what type of gun was used. And before Brian obviously even took his own life, they cleared it. So again, we don't know what they have or what they saw. Hey, Mike, what's up? What they have that they came to the conclusion of it not being connected. They have not released any of that. I'm really interested in knowing what type of gun was used within for Brian Laundrie. Hey, Jules, Sweet Thunder. Sweet Thunder says, unfortunately, what I think happened to the two women was a hate crime. They're living in an area where there are a lot of people who are ignorant. Wouldn't surprise me if they were followed back. Sweet Thunder, are you from the area? Because this is something I also would love to, talk to people that are from the area, because what is it, like a little bit over 5,000 in population? I know it's a really small town. And not only that, you have a lot of people that travel there and then they leave. So I'm just wondering if that is something that does happen there. I mean, I'm not from a small town, so I'm not sure how things are there. I come from Los Angeles County, which obviously is overpopulated. So I'm just interested to know if anybody does live there. One thing I feel, and it seems like what I've seen so far with this case, is that either people are scared to come forward, and I wonder if it's because, and this is just me wondering, me speculating here after what I've seen, if someone knows who did it, and is it someone who lives there? That's just something that, I don't know. That's the impression I get with certain things I see from what locals say in the Facebook groups. Hey, Broken Dishes. Hey, May. No, they have not said, May. I don't know about you guys, but they have not released the type of gun Brian used to take his own life. We don't even know if they actually have the actual firearm. We don't know anything. Unless that came out, someone let me know, but no. Hi, the process. He says a ghost gun. A ghost gun is easy to print and even easier to destroy. Fire can remove all evidence of a ghost. I'm going to sound really naive, but what's a ghost gun? I'm not too like savvy when it comes to gun. Barbara says, I don't think they ever said what type of gun was missing at the laundry home. No, they never said. They did say there was one missing. And they told us that Brian, his death was ruled a suicide and it was by a gun. So again, we're just left to assume that that gun that's missing is the gun that he took his own life. But again, did they ever find it? And what type was it? Would be something if a gun. It would be, Barbara. I swear, if it comes out that it was a 9mm, I think a lot of people are going to say that it's connected. Let me scroll up. Hey, Donald. So you believe Donald. So he says that's because it's all made up, no gun to tell about. So you don't think Brian, are you somebody that doesn't believe Brian took his own life, that he's still, because there are people who believe Brian's really not even dead right now. And you guys know all opinions are welcome. I love talking different theories with people. 3, let me see. May, and then that camping area, a thing too is there was a lady who would go by and write down the license plates where the women were camping. And unfortunately, she had her rounds to do and she never got back to take any, the license plate of whoever actually went into the area where the women were at, unfortunately. That really bothered me though. And wouldn't there be cameras, though, leading into where the women would be? I know there's that, what is it, where that wedding took place on the mountain also. We looked at that before and talked about that. And we looked at the drive-through that the PI did. Again, for that, the wedding, I know that the father of the bride, he was supposed to make a list of everybody, and I'm not sure what has happened with that. Were those people ever contacted by law enforcement? Was any follow-up done by them? Did they hear any gunshots? Because again, too, and I don't want to go on too much right now because I know you guys want to listen to the PI right now, but something else I think is that since the women got back to their campsite, which we're being told on, it would have been the 14th, because it would have been in the early morning hours. So I think, and this is just my opinion, that this killer guy, this creeper dude, that since there's 2 women, to catch them off guard, to wait till they went to sleep. So I think, my opinion, that he ambushed them when they were sleeping. That's my personal opinion, because there's 2 of them. It would be easier for him to get both of them. Also, if he had a gun, obviously you're going to be scared with just that. But I think in the early morning hours on the 14th, unfortunately, is when the women would, lose their life. Because if you think about it too, on the 15th, Crystal had a shift at McDonald's and she did not call or show up. So I think something definitely happened to them in the early morning hours on the 14th. Let me see. True Crime says, I would hope that someone from the wedding that occurred that day would have heard or seen something. Yeah, well, here's the thing too, and maybe you guys can let me know this, but I also seen that, hearing a gunshot in that area isn't something that would be alarming. So, it would be different probably in my area where I live, and I hear a gunshot, I'm going to be very alarmed to it and be like, whoa, what the hell is that? But I feel like right there, I've seen comments before that they were saying in that area that is something that's not, it wouldn't alarm them. But again, I would think it could, though, help with also a timeline of, what time did you hear it? Also, did anyone from the wedding witness this creeper dude? Did anyone see someone driving by or maybe park right there? Those are questions that could be asked too. And also, that was shared to us by Sean Paul, is that the women did state that this creeper had came back. Let me see if I can pull it. I think I have a screenshot saved. He came back, I believe, with more. Hold on, let me move my screen around. More supplies, I believe it is. Hold on, let me go to my old notes. Okay, so yeah, let me share this one right here with you guys. So let me take that off the screen and then stop sharing. Okay, so again, this was learned by Sean Paul, and I must say, Sean Paul, he's getting a lot of information, and so is the PI. So this was shared a while back, and we learned this information. And he says that the women had told, and I know it's loading on your guys' end. Yeah, be real. I think all, and then even that other guy that escaped the, what is it, the mental institution? What's his name? Okay, so right here, it's this is Sean Paul. He says that the girls had told friends he came back in a car with more food and clothes, so they would have to move. There is no way a different killer would want that creeper as a witness. Remember, he was camped too close. He was in town and the park maybe. And again, this is Sean Paul just trying to, he's brainstorming here. But he says, but probably not on the mountain. Thanks for brainstorming. The more people look at this case, the better. Now, here's the thing, too. What stores were locally around that campsite? Did the cashier witness? And I feel like this area, since it is such a small town, I feel like people kind of know everyone there. And I could be wrong, but I think it's like a little bit over 5,000 people. That's really small to me. Did the cashier witness anyone that just stood out to them? And I just wish we had more details of what made this guy so creepy. I wish we just had more details with all of that. Let me see before I play the audio. What other screenshots do I have for you right here in this file? I'm trying to see if anything. Yeah, and then I guess another thing Sean Paul let us know about the woman who drives around and she takes the license plate numbers of campers. I guess the women weren't supposed to have to leave that campsite. I'm assuming you can only stay there for a certain period of time based off of this from Sean Paul. Let me share. And I don't know why it keeps not just sharing everything. Sorry about that. But the women were supposed to, I guess, move their car vehicle on the 20th. So she wasn't even expected to go back and check on, I guess, whoever's there. And again, it's just if only she, and again, it's not her fault, she did nothing wrong, but it's just these little things, if she could have just went back earlier, maybe she could have gotten the license plate of who this person was. Also, another thing, if the women just would have described this creeper dude, what he looked like, his features, anything, describe the car. It's just these little things that, as women, anybody, you go camping, you notice there's a creep, please, if you can, take pictures, write things down, send a text, get a license plate number, anything. May says, when I lived downtown Fort, gunshots are not unusual, and that was back in the day. Yeah, I've seen comments from people that made those statements that, gunshots wouldn't have been, out of the norm right there. But again, it could get piece a little timeline of it. All right, guys, let me see some of your comments, and then I'm going to play the Private Eyes interview he did. Let's see. Bad juju, disturbing and removing native bones. Broken dishes. What are you talking about? I must have missed that combo. I'm like, ooh. D says, allegedly, let me see. Allegedly, the PI actually got the Google Maps sky view from the area of the date and tagged of the car in question. Yeah, I was seeing that too, D, but I can't seem to really find any concrete. Have you actually seen him putting that out there? If you have, definitely send it, and then we can share that with everybody, because that's something else. And I know they're trying to get the I seen a comment Sean Paul wrote the other day. Someone asked him about the satellite imagery, but he's saying, you know, it takes time. So definitely we're on the lookout for that. Good comment, D. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, Mike, I agree. I agree. He says, he's responding to D, but he says, I hope the PI helps solves the case. Great to see you. Mike, it's always good to see you too. And obviously, you guys, this PI really is getting some answers for the family. So I think this case is going to be solved, to be honest with you. I 100% think that we're going to learn who the killer is when it comes to this case. It's just going to take some time. All right. So how did Brian, be real for the killer for any suspects, you mean, for the Moab murders? I know the PI has says that he has a list. I believe there's like 17 people on his list of possible suspects that he has come up with himself, and Brian Laundrie is one of those people. As from anything from law enforcement, no. I know they posted on their Facebook in November saying, of course, they're still looking into the case and stuff like that and any credible leads. And they give all that information. But from the Grand County Sheriff, there's nothing. There's nothing coming from them whatsoever. Everything we're learning right now when it comes to this case, anything new is coming from the PI and, of course, Sean Paul. They by far they are learning and getting this information and putting it out there. Oh yeah, true crime for sure, definitely. The FBI told Sean Paul that it could be a year or more, but one simple tip can change everything, most definitely. And also, and this is just me, you know, if somebody does know something in this small town, you know, is it possibly that they're just scared to come forward? Or maybe they heard something or somebody shared some information with them, you know. But if someone is scared, you know, the private investigator has constantly said this, you can call anonymously and give this information to him. And just think about it too. If you are that person that might know something and you're just scared, just think about it this way. What if it was your sister that, you know, Kylen was your sister, or Crystal was your sister, or your daughter? Wouldn't you want someone to have enough courage to come forward? That's how I see it. I'll be real for sure. This is definitely a case that I've been following. Again, November I was out. I wasn't doing much because of COVID, and then December I was doing catch up. But I'm totally back with all of my cases. I'm gonna share my screen, you guys. So let me take that off. We're gonna listen to now. We're gonna listen to. Let me just close this stuff out. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me pull it up. Yeah, I would never give up either. If one of my family members were missing or their life was taken, I definitely would never give up searching or trying to spread awareness of it. And I just think it's just, I don't know, if your family member or loved one or child is missing, how hard that must be, not knowing if they're going through pain or what they're going through. And some people never ever find their bodies, and oh, that's just horrible. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna share my screen. Hold on. I'm just gonna load it up, guys. Hold on. Can you guys hear me sipping on my tea? I'm drinking tea, ginger tea with honey and some apple cider vinegar and some lemon. I got to get rid of this cold today because I work and I work nights and ain't nobody got time to be sounding like this or being sick. Oh no. Okay, let me go to YouTube. Give me 1 second, guys. And thank you guys for being here with me and talking this case. I appreciate you guys being here and participating. I love when you guys participate in chat and say your opinions and everything like that. And don't argue with each other because at the end of the day, unless you were there, we don't know what happened. Okay, hold on. Let me... all right, let's go to my channel. My channel. And videos. All right, because I uploaded the PI's interview he did because I didn't want to have to go and search for it since it was a couple of days ago. And this actually was shared in the Facebook group that, again, Kylen's aunt created, and then the family's in there. I think there's about 11,000 members in it. Dee, if you're still here, because you're in the group, can you share that Facebook link for the group if anybody wants to join? If you have a Facebook and you want to join that group, just keep in mind, you guys, that that group is run by the family. And if you say something, Sean Paul, like if you say something like inappropriate or something like that, Sean Paul will say something to you. I've seen it before. So just so you know, let me get to this. I wish YouTube would make it so easy for me just to go to one place and click the video. Okay, here we go. Let me share my screen, guys. Vix works. Oh, girl, be real. I went to Amanda and Sky when I went through COVID. They bought me, hold on, I think it's this one. Yeah. They bought me, it's going to crackle a little bit, the audio right now, because it's sharing the screen. They bought me one of those things that like releases the steam and you put Vicks or something like that in it. What's it called? I used that last night and then I lathered up with Vicks and I went in the sauna yesterday to try to sweat it all out. Donna, Donna, you remind me of my grandmother. Not that you look like a grandmother, but my grandma used to say that. She said, my grandma and would always say, put Vicks on your feet, on the bottom of your feet, rub it really good, and then you put socks on, and you will get better. Oh my goodness, hold on, guys. I'm choking over here. A vaporizer. There you go. All right, guys. Let's make this a little bigger. All right. And I'm waiting for it just to clear up because I can tell it's still loading. How many of you guys have watched this? The full, I think it's about 5 minutes. Comment 1 if you watched this interview. This is going to be the PI, private investigator, who's working with Kylen's and Crystal's family, but he's for sure working side by side with Sean Paul. And he did, the PI did this interview with Court TV. True Crime says 1, she watched it. Put a 1 if you watched the whole thing, a 2 if you haven't. I mean, I got to give this PI some kudos, man. He be giving us some good information. He is definitely keeping us up to date with this case. Barbara says she hasn't seen it yet. Barbara, it's so good to see you. I just want to say that again. Okay, broken dishes, no. 2, a lot of 2s. Okay, so we're going to watch it for the first time here. So let's watch it now then. Okay. Okay, Okay, so make sure the volume is pretty good. My volume on my laptop. Hold on, guys. I'm just making sure it's, yeah, see, let's put that 298. Okay.
Back and our guest still with me, former
special agent in charge at the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, Trebor Randall, and private investigator Jason Jensen, who is directly connected to this case.
With you,
Jason, I'll begin with you. First, have there been any updates, any new information revealed in this case?
I really have an hour-long special on this case along with all the. I haven't gotten narrowed down to any real suspects yet. We're still hoping that the public will help by sharing any dash cam video or any footage that they may have who were visiting the area between the 11th of August through the 15th of August. But as far as updates go, it's amazing that we've learned since all this that Kylen and Crystal actually observed Gabby and Brian Laundrie in their fight in front of the Moonflower Co-op that day, that, you know, August 12th, when they were in Moab.
Wow. Let me ask you this, because some people have very quick.
So right there, he just tells us, and I see my computer's lagging a little bit. Is it breaking up, you guys, on your end? Because I'm seeing it on my end. It is. Liplock says she just realized she's behind in chat. So right there, he just tells us that the women, the couple, Kylen and Crystal, they actually witnessed the fight go down on August 12th. When I heard that, it blew my mind away. I was like, what the actual F? Because, you know, in the beginning, everyone was saying there's no connection. There's no connection. Kylen had left earlier. And I kept thinking that, because when you look at the area, you know, they have chairs right there. It looks like people just sit there. And, you know, and I was thinking, I wonder if Kylen, when she got out of work, like, did she leave? Did she wait for Crystal to pick her up? But now that we learned that Kylen and Crystal witnessed this argument, that tells us that, you know, possibly, obviously, Crystal must have went there to get Kylen, because why would she be there? And I don't know, it's just crazy to know that they actually witnessed them fighting that day. And remember, in the beginning, everyone said, Brian don't own a gun. Brian doesn't own a gun. It's not him. Well, now we learn, actually, Brian had access to a gun, and there's a gun missing from his home. Now, again, I know a lot of people don't think this is connected, and I really want to go into, not right now because we have a lot to go over still, but I really want to go into a live where I point out what I think is connections with this case. And then there's things I just kind of hit a wall and I don't think are connections, but there's something here. These two cases, they're aligning here, and it just blows my mind how they are. Let me see, hold on. Let me push play.
Trebor Randall, and private investigator Jason Jensen, who is directly connected to this case. Jason, I'll begin with you and first start with the latest. Have there been any updates, any new information revealed in this case?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Vinny, we could literally have an hour-long special on this case with all the updates, but I'll try and be brief. We certainly haven't gotten narrowed down to any real suspects yet. We're still hoping that the public will help by sharing any dash cam video or any footage that they may have who were visiting the area between the 11th of August through the 15th of August. But as far as updates go, it's amazing that we've learned since all this that Kylen and Crystal actually observed Gabby and Brian Laundrie in their fight in front of the Moonflower Co-op that day, that, August 12th, when they were in Moab.
Wow. Let me ask you this, because some people have very quickly tried to dismiss any connection between the two cases, and I don't think anything should be dismissed until you've solved the case. But we know that Brian Laundrie apparently took his life with a gun. Has there been any comparison of the ballistics of the gun used by Brian Laundrie to take his own life and the gun that was used to take the lives of Kylen and Crystal?
We sure hope so. Nothing like that has been shared with us or the family, so we don't know. But clearly, you're right. Brian Laundrie took his life with most likely a handgun. We'd like to know the caliber of that as well. We do know, and it's been publicly shared, that Kylen and Crystal were millimeter handguns. So if there's any similarities in the type of gun used, that could either rule him in or rule him out as a possible suspect here. We'd like to know that, because we'd like to move forward if Brian Laundrie is not responsible for this double murder.
And was there another aspect to this case? And what I'm saying is, was there a sexual assault, an attempted sexual assault, or assaults? Do we know anything along those lines? We know that they were shot. Is there any other information that's been made public?
Nothing yet, other than the fact that they were found disrobed from the waist down. But that may have been their sleep attire. Oftentimes people do sleep in just a t-shirt. So whether or not they were sexually assaulted, clearly the medical examiner would be, explored through DNA swab analysis or something like that. But that hasn't been made known to even the family privately, so we don't know that.
Any indication on whether Kylen and Crystal, I heard reports they may have been at a local restaurant.
So I have a question for you guys. Why do you think it hasn't been released to the family if the women were assaulted like that? And be real, I agree. It appears that, and like what it appears that they were, sexually assaulted. I believe one of them had their bra raised up, and the other one had just, I believe, a t-shirt on. But something that the PI says is that, if the women were sleeping, what if, they sleep with just a shirt or something like that? But in my mind, I'm thinking, as a woman camping, it's freaking freezing. I'm not sure what the temperature is there at night, but I don't see them. I mean, unless it's super hot at night over there, I don't know. Sleeping like that with just a t-shirt, as I'm thinking for myself, there's just no way. I'd be freezing my ass off. And I'd be scared of bugs. I would be. But the fact that one of them had their bra raised up, to me, suggests that she was sexually assaulted, but none of that information has been released to the family even. And I wonder why not? Is it because they don't want to put that information out yet, because they're still investigating everything? Donna says she'd be camping fully clothed. It was very hot in August. Okay, Kara. Hey, Kara, what's up? So she says it was hot. So them sleeping in a t-shirt probably wouldn't be out of the ordinary, but a bra being lifted up and exposing the breast suggests a sexual assault. Dee says, yeah, be real. Very good point. She says they don't release details of crimes that usually only the killer would know. Very good point. Dee says maybe there wasn't sexually assaulted involved and they just got caught in that position if it was a hate crime, and maybe they were making out themselves as they got attacked. What do you mean, Dee? Maybe I'm just not comprehending that. Hey, Happy. That's a cool name, Happy. Hi, Crazy Crime Chick. I still think it was Brian Laundrie that killed them, poor girls. Happy, well, stick around this week. I do want to go into a live discussion where we look at what I think are coincidences and that possibly link him to. I know the crimes are different, in manner. But I just feel like we really don't know who Brian Laundrie is. And again, on the 12th, he was extremely upset, even though he's acting all cool on camera. You know, and on the 12th, did he stay at the hotel? Did he leave the hotel? Did Gabby Petito go to the hotel? Like, we don't have any of that information. I don't know. And then now that we learned that the women actually seen this argument take place, did Brian make eye contact with the women? Did he see them? Also, another thing, since we're learning all this information, and Barbara, you made a really good point. Let me scroll up and highlight that comment again, because that is something I was thinking too with this case. Hold on, you guys. Let me grab this comment before I continue pushing through this. Where is it? Okay, here we go. This is a very good point. Still puzzling to me, how did they find out this info recently if they didn't know it before? I mean, about both girls witnessing the fight. Exactly. Because I know there's an interview out there that one of the co-workers from Moab did. I've seen it in the very beginning. And how come it's never been put out that, yes, Kylen and Crystal actually witnessed this thing? Obviously, this event was huge, this fight they had. I mean, you have a witness that calls it in, describes it, and it's very extreme. How come this is barely being learned? And some more information being learned, which I'm going to share with you guys, is the women at Woody's, they played pool. Well, Crystal played pool with there was a young couple there. Why is that barely coming out now? It's so bizarre to me that this information is just being put out. That definitely does not make sense to me, which makes me also think, because I always wondered, did Brian and Gabby, because we know they were at that coffee shop all day from the morning. Gabby's working on her website. So I also wondered, since the type of stuff they sold at Moonflower would be stuff that Brian and Gabby would probably be eating, I always thought, I wonder if they went in there. And Kylen's the cashier. Did she talk to Brian? Did she talk to Gabby? People have said that Kylen's very personable. She's very friendly. And I've always wondered, did they ever go in there? But then I thought, well, we would have known that by now. But now I'm questioning it now again, because we're learning new information that, like Barbara just said, how come we didn't know this in the beginning? Makes no sense. Sorry, guys, I'm just going on a tangent. Hold on, let me continue with this.
Restaurant or bar where they were last seen? What do we know about that? And is that a place that locals go to? Is that a place that people who are passing through might go to?
Sure. Basically, Moab is less than 10,000 residents, and we get more visitors in that area, tourists than the people that actually reside there. It's a beautiful place to visit. It's got red rock formations, arches. It's popular for Jeep safari traveling, and basically what you have is more people come there than are suspicious there, and the community is very open, very liberal, very loving, very kind. Kylen and Crystal lived there. Everybody knew them, loved them. There's really no one really to suspect in the local community. There's been some stories of some, drug-crazed people living in the mountains, but they don't really interact with the main body of Moab. So early on, they were really scrutinized, but pretty much for the most part, they've been ruled out because, the kind of information that they were sharing with law enforcement didn't coincide with the crime scene evidence. So we're really looking for anybody really that could have been visiting at that time frame. So, if somebody knows somebody, is a loose screw, was visiting in Moab in August 12th of this year, maybe they should call that in just as a conscience check, not necessarily because they find them suspicious.
All right. Again, the phone number 435-259-8115. We'll continue to track this one in 2022, and hopefully we get
I forgot I was muted. I'm all talking. D or one of my mods, can you guys put that in chat if anyone has information to call 435-259-8115. And then referring to Jack, she says, I shop there often. It's an amazing place. It's so sad all of this has happened. So are you from the area then if you shop there often? And I do have a question for you. If you are from there, is this something that people want to talk about there? Or is it something that people kind of just want it to go away? I'm not from there. But again, if you guys remember, and we did this in a live once if you guys remember Brian Enton, the reporter, he went out to Moab. Do you guys remember that? And we watched it. And Brian had made a statement that his impression when he talked to the locals and he actually went back and went to, I believe, the bar, he felt like people were angry. He was there bringing up these cases and wanting to talk about it. And he felt like maybe, it wasn't something that they wanted out there, which I thought was really odd to me. But again, I'm not from this small town, never grew up in a small town, so I'm not sure. Is it because they might know who it might be? There's a lot of talk in small towns, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just wondering, what's the dynamic? Like, are people wanting this case to be solved? Are they wanting to talk about it? Or is it something that they're kind of like, let's just let it go away? Can it please just go away? Jack says, I don't live there anymore. My mom, let me see, sorry. The chat went past. Hey, Nicole Hand. That's a funny name, Nicole Hand. Hold on, guys. Where did that comment go? Sorry, guys. StreamYard will send comments like really quick on my end. Jack, where did she says, I don't live there anymore. My mom retired there and still lives there. It's not talked about, at least in my mom's circle. Yeah, I don't know. From what I've gathered by reading comments from people who live around there in the group, and also what Brian said, I just wonder if it's something people just don't want to talk about. Okay, let me share something else with you guys. Let me change that. All right. So now we've learned that Gabby and Brian, when they had their big altercation, like a domestic incident there, that huge thing, we now know that Kylen and Crystal both witnessed this whole thing go down there, which I don't know about you guys, but that's just crazy to me. Now the next thing I'm going to share with you guys is something that's just really, it's not making sense to me. It's really not making sense to me. So let me share my screen. And I knew something big was going to happen with this case because Sean Paul, I think it was in December, he wrote a post, something like, something huge is coming, and he was really excited. And I think this is the information that they're learning, that the women played pool with somebody, and then also learning that they actually witnessed this argument with Gabby and Brian. And I also heard that Dog the Bounty Hunter is going to go out to Moab, and he's actually going to assist. And I know Sean Paul is extremely excited about that. Also in the comment section, I think someone was like making fun of Dog, and Sean Paul got really upset and was like, this has nothing to do with him and his character or anything like that. It's going to get attention to the girl's case, and that's what he's all about. So Dog the Bounty Hunter is going to be helping out with this case. All right, let me share my screen. I feel like I sound like I have a lot of saliva in my mouth. Oh, God, what it's like to be sick all the goddamn time. Okay, hold on. Let me share my screen. Be real, we don't know. We don't know. They've never told us they had the gun. They've never came out and told us that. So that's something we're all kind of just waiting on. Did they find the gun? Also, what type of gun? We don't know. And then the notebook, what's in the notebook? It's like after we were told cause of death, it's like they've given us nothing. Okay, so this was posted on December 21st. And again, this is in the group, and Sean Paul, he is a moderator for the group, very active. And do you guys want me to read all of it or just the part that stood out to me? So I'll just read it for everybody. So let me make it bigger on my end, because I can't see. So newsflash, we are now hunting down any information on any 9mm of suspicious origin, not a Turkish. And the big tip from this week changes our satellite dates. We are now adding 8/10 and 8/11 to our search criteria. We believe the creeper was there earlier than the dates we previously released. New evidence suggests he was first there on Wednesday or sooner even. So go back and check dash cams again, please. Any car, sedan, or smaller vehicle coming or going off, and then he gives the coordinates, just off Loop Road up on South Mesa. Now, D, or maybe anybody else, why is he asking about the car sedan? Is that something that was captured maybe? Or any smaller vehicle? And one more thing. Now, this is the part that I was like, what the actual F? He says, one more thing. We want to know who the couple was at Woody's that Crystal played pool with. We want to question everyone, please. Now, when I read this, I was like blown away by it. So I immediately went to the comment section. And then someone, Jada, great question. The people who played pool with them never spoke up. That's so odd. I hope they talk, which exactly, we're all thinking the same thing. Like they never spoke up. Like it makes no sense. Hold on, my mouse. Hold on, guys. Like it doesn't make sense to us, right? Then Sean Paul says, all I know is one of the girls said Crystal was shooting pool with the guy and all seemed fine. I was hoping Woody's staff would look to see if they know who it is. Some couple is all I know. Then Kathy says Crystal was shooting pool with the creeper at Woody's with a question mark, which exactly what I'm thinking. She goes on and says, so he may have been following them. Great question. Sean Paul says, we don't know if it was him. It was a couple, a young couple. I want to know if it was Brian and Gabby. Now, again, why is this information of this young couple playing pool that night, the night that is the last time anyone's seen Kylen or Crystal, why is that barely coming to light right now? And it doesn't fit this. Hold on. It doesn't fit the statement that the owner from Woody's puts out. So hold on, let me grab that for you. Hold on, guys. And I'm not looking at comments, you guys. Let me go to my little Woody's file. Okay, so let me share this really quick. And if anything, I mean, again, it could be anybody, you guys. Not saying it is Brian or Gabby. We don't know. And I know some people, because I've seen some comments already. I'm not here, but I've been looking at the comments. Is this one I want to share? Yeah, I think it's this one. So let me make sure I got the right one. Hold on, guys. Yeah. It could be anybody, any young couple. But I mean, if I would look at Brian and Gabby and I would describe them, I definitely would say a young couple, because in my opinion, they look way younger than their age. All right, so this is from Woody's Tavern. And this was released on August 22nd, so just a few days after the discovery of Kylen and Crystal, right? And keep in mind, Kylen and Crystal were at this establishment on the 13th. It's the last time that anyone's seen them or spoke with them. We know they did go to their friends afterwards, but I mean, as far as a business, this is the last place they were at. And this is also, excuse me, guys. Oh my gosh. This is also the last where they're telling everybody, well, their friends, about this creeper dude. Okay. So again, this is from Woody's Tavern. I'm just going to read it. It's confirmed. Hold on, I see a comment. See, this is how I get distracted. It's confirmed from the FBI that Brian and Gabby was at the bar with the girls that night. Do you have a link for that you can email me? Because I've never seen the FBI confirm anything connecting these two cases whatsoever. And trust me, I've been looking. Okay, Hey, Sammy, how are you? Yeah, they definitely look young. Hi, Flower Power, and anybody else that came into chat. All right, let me read this. So we just read right now that Sean Paul put out that there was a young couple that they now are learning that they played pool with that night. Okay, so obviously Kylen and Crystal were interacting with people, right? People that are not their two friends, right? Based off of what Sean Paul has said, a couple, a man and a woman, a young one. Okay, so I think that would be, if you were at a bar, I think you would notice that. Okay, now this is from the owner from Woody's, and he says, "Hi, this post is regarding." I'm gonna make this bigger for me. Hold on, guys. Hi, this post is. Oops. This post is in regarding to the recent tragedy that took place in our town with the two beautiful and innocent lives being violently taken and the investigation into this horrific crime being thoroughly messed up. There is a lot of incorrect information out there, and I feel it is necessary that I, as the owner of Woody's Tavern, clear some things up. I'm not sure if I can get in trouble for saying this, but I feel the truth needs to be told because all of the rumors out there are preventing the investigation from going in the direction it needs to in order to actually be solved. It has been said that the two women, obviously Kylen and Crystal, were last seen alive on Saturday night leaving our tavern, and that is just not true. The two women, along with two of their friends, were in the tavern, but not on Saturday. They were there on Friday, which would have been the 13th, arriving around 6 p.m. and leaving just before 9 p.m. My daughter was working, had interaction with the women, and was able to see them the entire time because of where they sat. So it seems based off of this that the daughter observed them the whole time, okay? And the daughter works there. At no time were they approached by anyone except my staff, and the entire time they were relaxed and enjoying their time with their friends and each other. These two women were very much in love with each other, and their focus and attention were always on each other. They weren't about attention or misleading anyone. They were just good and kind and did absolutely nothing to bring this tragedy on themselves. All four women left at the same time, and no one followed them out the door. We have cameras, and I have seen the footage, he says, of their entire exit and time in between, entry, exit, and time in between. It has been incredibly frustrating for us because it didn't matter how many times we told police they had the wrong day. Now, keep in mind, this owner is saying that he's looked at the surveillance and he says nobody talked to the women. They were there with their two friends and that's all they interacted with. Nobody came to talk to them. And he said he watched the surveillance from when they entered to when they exit and in between, and he's seen nothing. Now, I'm going to go on, but I know what you guys are thinking. So how the hell did these young couple play pool with them and that's not caught on camera, and the daughter that worked there and could see them the whole time didn't see that? I'm telling you guys, something does not make sense with this freaking story. It's just bizarre. Hold on. Okay, so he's mad because he's saying the police had the wrong day in the very beginning. They were saying it was Saturday when in fact it was Friday. So he says, therefore, the wrong time frame on their last days, it did not matter. We provided, he says, the footage from when the women were actually in there and the day they keep saying they were to prove it was Friday, not Saturday. I guess law enforcement was telling them to prove it was Friday, not Saturday. Interesting. He says, we gave the police the footage of the exit and the area they were sitting, hoping to be of any help we could, but it's like talking to a wall because they just aren't listening. Now they requested footage of the entire bar for days after, which is mind-blowing to us because they will be watching film of events that happened more than likely after they were killed. And again, why, maybe someone could answer this for me, why does that matter? If two women were found murdered and the last place they were known to be is your establishment, why wouldn't you want to just help law enforcement out and just be like, yeah, maybe the killer is here, check it out? I don't know. It's just, this is bizarre to me, that the way this owner is acting, in my opinion. Not accusing him of anything, but it's just weird, this fucking statement of his. So he says, where am I at? They requested footage of the entire bar for days after, which is blowing my mind, blowing our mind, because they will be watching film of events that happened more likely after they were killed. We don't care about the cameras or the footage. What we care about is that while they are wasting time looking at video that is completely irrelevant to anything, the killer is getting further and further away. The first 48 hours are the most important, and friends and coworkers knew by Sunday something was wrong, yet it wasn't the police who found them. Now, again, him stating, we don't care about the cameras or the footage. What we care about is that while they are wasting time looking at video that is completely irrelevant to anything, the killer is getting further and further away. I mean, but again, why even, argue with law enforcement and waste their, like, just give them the damn surveillance so they can do their job. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It wasn't law enforcement that found them. It was a family friend who we know is Cindy Sue. She determined to help. Now he says, my daughter had to ask why no one has asked for her statement or her co-workers who were there when the two victims were in the tavern. Now we learned that it wasn't just his daughter working, there was other co-workers. So how is it that no one came forward before now saying that the women or Crystal was playing pool with the young couple? I don't get it, you guys. I'm not getting it. So that's how many coworkers were there, like two other, and then the daughter, and no one's seen this, and it didn't capture it on surveillance. Like the owner said, he looked at it all. It just, I don't know. I tell you guys, it doesn't make sense. I mean, why wouldn't that be something done right away? The police say they are confused by the two friends that were with them, and that is the excuse we keep getting about the day being mixed up. But I know for a fact that one of the girls said it was Friday, so it just doesn't make sense. I asked if there was anyone in particular they were looking for to help them save time and speed up the investigation, but they don't have anyone in particular. I thought that was, I don't know, that was an interesting statement right there, that he asked if there's anyone in particular they're looking for. Like law enforcement is going to come and tell you, yeah. But for some reason, they are determined it had to be someone following them all of the way from the tavern to the mountains on a day they weren't even there. Well, yeah, that's something that I think a lot of people would think. The women are complaining about this creeper guy. What if he followed them from their campsite to the tavern? What if it was someone at the tavern that was watching them also that was at the campsite? I mean, we don't know. This guy doesn't know. He goes on to say, how does that make any sense or seem logical, especially when everyone who knows them said they felt creeped out. Hold on, creeped out. And it was creeped out. It was a family friend who determined how my daughter had to ask. Oh no, I read that one already. Sorry. Creeped out by someone next to them at their campsite, not by anyone they had contact with prior. But again, what if this creeper dude did like go there and follow them from the campsite? So, I understand why law enforcement would want to look at surveillance of the women and who actually went in and out of there that day. It makes freaking sense that they want to look at all that. And even afterwards, it makes sense to me. I honestly, I kind of understand this man's frustration, but then again, I'm also confused by it because he makes a statement saying he looked at the surveillance and there was nobody interacting with the women, but now there was. What the fuck? um, why aren't they more focused on that area and any other area they frequent? The reason being is because they are in way over their heads, and the fact is they dropped the ball in not finding them sooner, and now they are scrambling to grab a hold of the only physical thing out there, which is looking over video that has nothing to do with any of it. But how do you know that? Which is why it is truly confusing to have the police say there is no need to be concerned. I agree with that statement. What do you mean there is no need? Have you caught the killer? Do you have even a clue as to who did this? Again, I agree with all those questions. No, you do not. So don't limit our concerns when two women were just murdered for no reason and you don't have a clue and weren't even the ones that found them. We would like to express our condolences to the family and friends of those young women. And by no mean, there is no need, by the way, what did I miss? For those young women, and mean there is no need. What did I miss? Have you caught the killer? Do you even, oh no, I read that one. Sorry, guys. Okay, so this was also because people were asking about Gabby in the comment section, and this was a comment that he put. He says, we have not been contacted by the police concerning this new case, which is Gabby Petito, and are honestly not sure where the information is coming from or if it is in fact true that this couple was ever in that night or any night talking about Brian or Gabby if they were there on the 13th. I know the FBI is on the case, and if we can be of any assistance, we will be. In fact, they were here, but we don't know anything about it at this time. So again, he is just saying they have not been contacted regarding Gabby's case, and if he was, he would be willing to help the FBI. And he doesn't know if they were in that night. But I mean, I wonder, did you not see pictures of Gabby and you reviewed the camera? I don't know. Hold on, let me get to chat. I have no idea what you guys are saying. Yeah, so let me go back and look at comments because I missed all of them while I was reading everything. So I'm going to just scroll on up. Hey, Amber. Let me see. Woody's often had odd ducks. Jack said, okay, so she still lives in the area. Her mother still lives there. She does not. Woody's often had odd ducks hang out in there. It's less popular than the brewery, so they hang there. I don't know. I just think off of this, what he says, how he reviewed the surveillance footage of the 13th and that nobody talked to them besides their two friends. I'm just confused with the new information. I'm not understanding it. Like, why hasn't that been put out in the very beginning? How come that's not captured, or was it captured on surveillance? And I'm going to speculate here. And the owner just didn't want to disclose that. Maybe because he doesn't want that. I'm not saying he is involved or anything like that, but maybe he just doesn't want attention to his tavern. I don't know. I'm having a hard time comprehending all of this right now. I feel like this new information that we're learning is definitely making me more confused with this case. Like, it's not adding up. How come Woody's Tavern surveillance doesn't have this young couple on there? And if they did, why wasn't that put out in the statement by them? I don't know. Something's definitely odd here, you guys. Oh, Flower Power, I'm glad you're loving it here. She says, I feel like, yeah, my kind of people. Love your channel. Thanks, girl. Oh, Delana, good point. She says, well, Crazy Crumb Chick, if it was Gabby and Brian, that would make sense of why no one spoke up about it. And remember, Brian Enton said when he went out there and he spoke to everybody, it seemed like people were angry that he was even bringing up the cases. Like no one wanted to talk about it. And he went to the bar too. I can't remember who Brian Enton said he spoke with at the bar, but he got the impression that, yeah, this was something that people just didn't want to talk about. I can see if I can find it. It's really long ago they announced it. Yeah, please see if you could. And I think since we read this statement right here by Woody's, and he's saying we have not been contacted by the police concerning the new case, and he brings up the FBI, I'm wondering if people were telling him to, hey, they were there that night. Because I know that's been a rumor that Gabby and Brian actually went there. I've seen people write it out as if it was facts. But we haven't seen anything concrete coming from law enforcement or anyone that worked at Woody's or even, Kylen's family or the PI who has put that out. Like, yes, in fact, we have surveillance. Gabby and Brian were there that night. They were the young couple that played pool with them. I mean, imagine if it was. What the fuck? Let me go. I'm scrolling. I'm looking at comments, guys, and going, hey, beautiful queen. Yeah, I'm so glad too. This is all coming out now. I'm just confused on it. Why now? Why are these things barely being learned? It just makes me wonder if there is some type of, I know you guys don't like when I say this. There's something going on here with this case. I don't know. Do we dare use the word cover up? I don't know. Nettie says, hey, Nettie. She says, I don't trust his post. The first time I read this post, you guys, this was a while back when this was kind of all unfolding. I think it's when Gabby was missing at the time. And the first time I read it, and even now reading it to you guys, it's upsetting because it just seems like he seems really, I understand he's frustrated with law enforcement, it seems like. And, oh, Amber, you missed a lot. We went over a lot so far. She says, hey, everyone, what did I miss? But it just seems like he's really bothered that they're even wanting to look at surveillance. Like if he knows for a fact, like, but how do you know though? You know what I mean? Like you don't know if the killer, this creeper dude, did follow them and go into the bar that night. You don't know. Can you attest to everyone that walked into that bar and say, yep, I know him, I know her, that's Sandy, that's Brian, that's Chris, can you say that? Or were they all people you knew? But even then, you don't know. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. This whole thing does not make sense. Barbara. She says, my brain is scrambled right now, just saying. Welcome to my world. Sweet Sativa. Ooh, I like that name. She says, this is weird. Robert says, hello, hope you're having a great day. This owner, wow, he pens a tremendous amount of detail. Yeah, I know. I was thinking that too. For an owner of a company, he did put out a lot of information. I was thinking that too. Mike, why didn't more guests come forward if that big of a scene while eating, either as big of a case it is? I also wondered too, with the, do we actually know how many witness calls came in for that? Did we get, was it all given to us, everything from everybody? I always wonder too, is it possible that, Kylen and Crystal even might have called in? I don't know. Or maybe, and another theory, people think that Brian possibly thought the women called in and, he wanted to get, revenge. And again, I know the crimes are too different in nature. I understand that. D says, CC, did you hear about the cameras that they won't release original footage? I was seeing that. Let's look at that right now, shall we? I do have that on my channel. So I was reading that, D, in the group. I should have took screenshots of it, and I didn't. I apologize. But I don't know, it's kind of confusing. So it seems the original footage was given to law enforcement. Okay, so in the group for Kylen and Crystal, Someone wrote a comment about the original. Maybe I can pull it up on my phone and read it to you guys. Hold on. Hold on, you guys. Oh my God, you guys. I'm in a group called Where is Nicole Kessinger? People still wanting to know where she's at. Okay, hold on. Aw. Sorry, there's a photo of Kylen and Sean Paul. Okay, hold on, guys. Let me find the thing. Aw. Sean Paul posted a photo of, let me show my camera real quick. Hold on, guys. Hopefully it's not blurry. Can you guys see me? He posted a photo of, you guys are probably going to be able to see it, of Kylen when she was so little. I don't know if you guys can, you guys probably can't see that. Probably blurry. Aw, she looks the same. Okay, let me look for that post really quick, guys. Hold on, bear with me. So yeah, Dog the Bounty Hunter is coming. Dee, do you remember how the post, oh, okay, so this was posted, I think this is the one Dee's talking about. So someone posted on December 15th saying, so just a little update. Some of us were wondering who it was that had posted this video to YouTube. And it was a man that just screen recorded his phone when the footage was first reported. This has now become one of the only piece of footage we can find on the girls at Woody's the night of August 13th. Where's the original footage for it? News report, he screen recorded, no one can see to find. So what they're asking is, you know the video out there, and I have it on my channel and I'll play it right now for you guys. The one where you can see the women at Woody's Tavern. You can tell it's somebody, it's a coworker that actually recorded the video. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's not the actual original. So they're wondering, where's this original footage? So when you go to comments, I see Amber's comment. When you go to the comment section, someone said there's cameras all over Moab. You would think police would check those. Okay. Someone said, they're asking the original poster, did you ever find the original? Because that's the one I heard was lost by Grand County Sheriff. Now, anyone from the area hear that before? That Grand County had lost the original footage? And someone said, no, someone said when Woody's handed the surveillance tape to the police that they lost it and came back for the whole system, but that has not been confirmed in any credible article or news reports. So this person is alleging that when Woody's handed over that original surveillance, that Grand County somehow lost it and then came back asking for the whole thing, which I'm wondering, is that why the owner from Woody's is so frustrated with them and he's upset that they're asking for more days? Someone tagged Sean Paul, said, is it true? Did law enforcement lose the tapes? Sean Paul never replied to that. And then someone said that she spoke with someone she cannot name, but they were told by Woody's owner's daughter, and they give the daughter's name, that law enforcement lost the tape and had to come back to get the entire system, and she told them they were going to have to replace it. Let's see. Oh, then someone says that they found out that this is false. Sheriff office is in possession of the 12/30/21 per them. 12/30, what? So I guess they have the original, that it's not true, that they lost it. I don't know, but I guess that's something that's going out. Someone else said that's false. The sheriff is in possession per them. But what we've all seen is what I'm going to pull up. Let me go to my YouTube channel because I know I uploaded that. Hold on, guys. How are you guys doing in chat? Who's a creeper? This creeper dude? I know. Yeah, I need to go, and I had a lot of the reports, and I don't know what is going on. I think I accidentally deleted some stuff, and my computer, hold on, I'm going to my channel. My computer, which was brand new, a while back, I dropped it like a freaking idiot. I was about to go live, and I dropped it, and it's a touch screen, and it cracked the corner of the screen, and it was working fine. The screen was fucked up, but it was working fine. And now it's fucking up. It has little bubbles in the corner, and my mouse, if I go to that little corner, it'll get stuck. So I don't know what I'm going to do. It's going to probably cost me an arm and a leg to freaking replace this shit. Okay, let me look for that video really quick, and we'll watch it. And again, thanks for being here with me, guys, even though I sound like this. All right, let me see. Where is it? Let's see. Okay, here we go. Let's stop sharing that one. Ugh, I look so pale. I look like death. My stepmom texted me. She's like, how, oh my God, I look horrible, you guys. She's like, how are you feeling? Like, how's everything going? Because my birthday and everything. I'm like, it's going horrible. I'm sick already. The year started off with me being sick. Okay. All right, hold on. I look all pale and pasty. I look pasty. I look like I have like my forehead all oily. Oh, stop it. No, I do not. And I sound like a vato, like a dude. Amber, how many times do I complain of being sick? I feel like I'm always sick. It's always something with me, I swear. Every single time. All right, so I'm going to play this. Let me take that off the screen. You guys are being too nice. Hold on. My eyes are starting to water, so that means... Oh, and I took that meds. I'm trying to get that off the screen. Remember, you guys? Oh, thank you. I didn't mean to highlight that. Trying to get... Okay, there you go. All right. Remember when I was going through COVID, you guys, and I told you guys that I took that one medicine? Hold on. I'm gonna have to fix all this. Hold on. The case of the Gainesville Ripper.
Guys, it's Crazy Crime Chick.
Oh,
I hope you're all having an amazing.
Oh, my voice. All right, let me make that a little bigger. Okay. Let me get to where the video starts. But you guys remember that medicine I took when I was going through COVID? I told you it starts with the M, and I said I was hallucinating. Do you guys remember that? And I was like, oh my gosh, where is it? Hold on. Wrong video. This is why I can't do two things at once. Remember I started with the M and I said I took it and I hallucinated? Well, I had no NyQuil last night, so I took it last night and I was fucking hallucinating again. I only took half. And I swear on everything I love, I woke up probably around 4. Hold on, guys. I'm looking for the video. I know I uploaded it. Oh, here we go. Okay, so this is the only video that's out there that anyone could get their hands on. The original, we cannot find. Hold on. But I took it and I was hallucinating again.
In Moab.
All right. Moab, bitch. It's Moab. All right, hold on. Let me share my screen. And I started hallucinating. I was hearing, okay, just waiting for it to load, you guys. I was hearing like pounding outside. It was so weird. And I woke up my boyfriend and I was like, what is that noise? You know what it sounded like? Have you guys watched the movie Jumanji? Is it Jumanji where that little drummer sound or whatever? It sounded like that. It was so weird. And I was like listening before I woke him up and I was like, what is that? Where is it coming from? All right, hold on. I'm just trying to get to where it was. I tell you that medicine, you guys, it's fucking weird. All right, let me make this bigger. Okay. Hold on. Dylan, thank you. I have so many glasses. I couldn't find the ones I normally wear, my black ones. They're a little stronger in the prescription. Couldn't find them anywhere. That's why I was a little late too. Okay, so this is the surveillance of Woody. So I'm gonna lower the speed. Should I lower the speed or just play it as is? What do you think? Yeah, the drumming, Nettie. I don't know. It was really weird. I was hallucinating. And then I watch scary movies all the time, so my mind was like tripping. What was it? I don't know what it was. If you're talking about the noise, I don't know. I told my boyfriend, he's like, you're tripping. He's he's like, you're tweaking. I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, those meds are making you trip. And I was like, no, I hear it. I'm like, don't you hear it? And then as soon as I woke him up to listen, guess what? The noise went away. Shit, you not. I don't know. It was really weird. I don't know. Should I lower the speed or just play it as is? What do you think? Because it's not a long video. It's super short. It's the medication. Oh, Lisa, definitely. I'm still here, surviving. Maybe you shouldn't take the meds. Barbara, I know. But I didn't have anything else. Both. Okay, let's first just play it as is. And let's do... Let me stop my camera because I feel like the Wi-Fi works better. All right. There's no sound either, you guys, okay? So I'm just going to play it through.
The two women.
So I'm not sure if this is their friend. Who is that? Hold on. She has like her leg looks like sprained or something. So it must be their friend, right? Okay. Let's go back. And this is the only footage that you... hold on. I'm going to lower the speed a little bit. Lower the speed. So if I lower it, do I go... Remember last time? Let me see. I go down, right? Not up? Or is it this way? Do I go up or do I go down? Anybody can help me out? Up or down? Do I go up or do I go down? Yeah, Sammy, this is the bar. So this is the video surveillance of them on up. Okay. Thanks, broken dishes. This is, oh my God. Shit. Hold on, guys. This is the last actual footage of them. So this is them at the bar on the 13th. Let's see if we can count how many people are at that table. Yeah, let me see something. I've learned a lot. Hey, what's up? How are you, love? Okay, so you said I go up. So let's do that one. Okay. Okay, so this blonde here. So right there, you can obviously, that's Kylen. Now, the person at the very corner that you can't really see her, that's Crystal. Now, the girl talking to them, I'm not sure. Maybe you guys know. Is that one of their friends? She does go back to the table with them, so I don't know. To me, does Kylen seem irritated? Or is it just me? See, now she's laughing. I wish we could have sound. See, you can see Crystal now really clear. I know, Barbara, right? Seeing them alive on this footage makes me want to cry. I know. Like, don't go back to your campsite. Don't do it. Hi, Vicky. Patricia says she looks happy. So it looks like they're right there probably ordering something. And then they go back to the table. So let's see. See, so that girl's leg is messed up. So, hold on. I want to see. So is there somebody else right here? It's so hard to tell. Hold on. I'm going to rewind it a little bit. Okay, so is this somebody right here? Can you guys see that or no? Right here. Hey, Thomas. Yeah, they do. And that's what a lot of people said about them. I want to see what you guys say. Does that look like somebody's sitting right here? Because this is the friend. God, I wish we had a better angle. Nettie says, yeah, okay. So somebody's sitting here. I'm going to rewind it a little bit, you guys. Right here. Okay. Keep your eye on the corner. Now, when they get there, do you see how many people are sitting down? If you could see how many people are sitting down before the three get there. Because there should be only one more person there. Because there was two friends and then Kylen and Crystal there. But I'm wondering, does it capture? Let's see. Oh, but the women get there before. Okay, so someone looks like, this person looks like they just sit down. It is so hard to tell. So the bar looks kind of empty from this angle to me. I don't know. But again, I'm not from this area. So this would have been a Friday night. Is that what the 12th was of August? And it was what did the owner from Woody say? It was around 6:30-ish. The girls got there. Hey, Lori. Lip lock. Lip lock says, I'm watching on a small Android. I'm going to have to watch this again on my big screen. You can see the movement behind her. So how many people do you guys see? Do you see, okay, I see 3. And if they have surveillance, how come I know, and you know what, Broken Dishes? I bet you the clip was longer, the original, because if they're going to give law enforcement the clip, right, they would have to give the whole, from the moment they got there, from the moment they left, right? And a little bit afterwards. So this is definitely not all of that. So I'm not sure where that original is. Do they never release it? I don't know. But it is so strange to just see them right here. Let's watch it again one more time, you guys. You know, with their friends, you know, having a good time. You see 3, Nettie? Yeah, me too. Savannah says that she's been looking into this, and let me scroll up. My name is Savannah. Hi, Savannah. I love that name. I've been looking into this. The guy that took the video. What about you've been looking into the guy the coworker? Because this is a coworker, right? Let me see if I can find another one. Hold on, you guys. She is really cute. I think she's so adorable. She's beautiful eyes. Kylen, she had really big, beautiful eyes, bright eyes. I think that's the first thing you notice with her. I've learned a lot said. Let me scroll up. The 12th was a Thursday. Was it a Thursday, Scott? Why did I think it was a Friday? No, are you sure? Because remember the thing we just read. Hold on, let me see. Oh, you're right. Then why didn't the owner say Friday? Now I'm gonna have to go back and look at that right now. So there's someone right there walking by. It's just so grainy, the audio. Let me see if I can find, hold on, guys. Let me see. There's another one that starts, I think, a little bit. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me stop sharing that. Oh, I hate when I do that. I just want to go to YouTube. There's one, I think it starts a little bit, like you can see the guy, like someone's hand with the how do you say it? I think they do it from their phone. They record it from their phone. Hold on, let me get to YouTube again. He said he went to the bar and talked to He said he went to the bar and seen and talked to Brian. He was creepy. Savannah, what do you mean? I'm missing some of your comments. Hold on. The one that took video of the van. Wait. What are you talking? I'm sorry, I'm a little confused. What are you talking about? The timeline of that Brian took the plane home alibi. Must have murdered them before he went home. Not sure of dates. Okay, so, but what guy are you talking about with the van? Took video of the van. Is that what you said? He said he went to the bar and seen and talked to Brian. He was creepy. So the time, okay, so when Brian went back home for the storage, is that what you're talking about? So Brian came home. I'm not sure if that's exactly what you're referring to, but the women would be discovered on on the 18th. Brian came back home to Florida on the 17th. We're told to close down the storage unit, remember, because he wanted to save some money. And sorry, wanted to save some money. So he came back to close it out, and they were going to put their stuff at his parents' house and stuff like that, which makes no sense to me whatsoever when I heard that, and it still doesn't make any sense. And then we learned there's $20,000 in a Bank of America account for Brian. So doesn't make sense. Not sure if that's what you're referring to, but Brian came back to close out the storage August 17th. The women would be discovered on the 18th. Let me see if I can find that original one. Let's see. What should I put? Kylen. Let's see, Woody video. Let's see. Let me see what pops up. Okay, I think, is this it? Hold on, guys. This ain't it. There's, who's been, anyone following this from the beginning? I know I'm not crazy. There's a video, and you can see the co-worker recording it off of their phone. Does anyone remember that? It has to be here because someone uploaded it. It has to be here somewhere. Does anyone remember seeing that? I know I'm not losing my, oh wait, here it is. Is this it? Oh no, I don't know. Oh, this might be it. Let me see. Or no. Hold on, guys. I don't know, but this is more clear than what I showed, so we can watch this one. This isn't it. But this is, I think this person recorded it off her phone, but this isn't the one I'm talking about. There is one, though, I seen, and you can hear the co-workers talking. That's how I knew. I was like, oh, that seems like a co-worker recorded it. Savannah, is that the one you're talking about? Let me share my screen. So this one is the same thing, but it just seems a little clearer to me than the one I just showed. So we can watch this one. Let me take that off. Scott, really, I know. That's going to be, I want to talk about that tomorrow, all of that. Okay, hold on. Okay. Be real, I know. I was thinking that too, that maybe he didn't have access to it at that time, which makes me wonder if that was created after the fact, like after he got back from the trip with Gabby, and Gabby's already been murdered. All right, I'm going to play this one because this one, it just seems a little clearer to me. Oh, we look so in love. So I only see 3 people right there because this one seems more clear. Hold on. Oh no, don't get stuck right there. Let me see what you guys are saying. So that's pretty much what I had for you guys for this discussion here. I just wanted to go over some of the, the new information that we're learning, which there's this young couple that played pool with them. You see 4 people, Pamela? I'm going to look for, there's one out there that a coworker is recording it. I know I seen that. I know I'm not crazy. I'm going to look for it. I know it's there. I seen it. I should have got that one. It doesn't line up, Nettie. And I apologize, you guys, for all of this grossness with me being sick. It doesn't make sense. Nothing lines up. Why are we just learning about this young couple shooting pool? Why did Woody's Tavern owner say that he watched the surveillance of that day and he didn't see anybody with them besides the 2 friends? Which, I don't know, it makes no sense. And then now we're learning that Kylen and Crystal actually did witness this argument with Gabby and Brian. Like, what? And when you look at, hold on, let's look at the map real quick. When you look at the map, everything is just right there. None of it makes sense. I just don't understand. I'm really confused. Okay, let's say, this is where I'm hitting a wall. Let's say Brian was this creeper dude. Okay? I'm going to talk this out with you guys. Let's say it was Brian. But then if Brian was also the young couple, why didn't Kylen or Crystal tell their friends, like, hey, this is the fucking creeper dude from the campsite? You know what I mean? I can picture, like, I would think, like, okay, maybe, because, if Gabby was there with Brian and he was a creeper, maybe seeing Gabby this time, they were probably like, oh, well, she's so sweet, whatever. Maybe, it wasn't that serious. But then again, what the hell's that? What the hell? You guys hear that car? Sounds like it's broken down. But I just don't understand why the women didn't tell their friends, like, hey, that's the creeper. And even maybe, I was thinking, well, maybe because he was there and they didn't want to say anything right then and there. But again, after they leave the bar, we learned that they went to their friend's house for just a short period of time. They weren't there long. Why didn't they then say, hey, that guy at the pool we were shooting pool with, that's the creeper guy from our campsite? That's where I kind of hit a wall a little bit when it comes to that is just, I don't know. I can't get past that. Like, I'm trying to figure it out, Scott. But that's when I was thinking, why not tell their friends when they're alone at their house? Like, hey, that was the creeper dude. I don't know. I don't know. It was clear that they were alarmed enough to tell their friends about this guy, and they even wanted to move campsite. So this guy creeped them out. So that's where I'm just like, I don't know. It just, that part doesn't make sense to me, that the young couple was Brian and Gabby. Now, again, it could very well be. I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm just kind of hitting a wall when I think of, why wouldn't the women tell their friends about it? It's just kind of weird to me. It doesn't I don't know. It's just weird. What's your theory, Be Real? I don't know. Let me see what she says. Are you talking about Brian and his parents? I just get a gut feeling the parents went back to look, or why is my screen so small? I don't know. Be Real says, I get gut feeling the parents went back to look or talk to Brian before he was reported missing, and maybe he was found dead then by them. They took the gun in his car home. But why would they take the gun, though? I mean, it would be clear it was by suicide. Unless Brian is responsible for what happened with Kylen and Crystal. And when he went home on the 17th, allegedly to remove the, well, we're told because of the storage, he literally went home and he told his family what happened. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just another theory. I don't know. I do think there's definitely a connection here. I'm not sure if the connection is Brian is actually the creeper, but these two cases have aligned. And it's crazy when you think about it that two, Gabby going missing, has brought everyone's attention to Kylen and Crystal. Now we know that, this argument on the 12th was right in front of where Kylen worked. And then now we learned that Kylen and Crystal witnessed this whole argument. And not only that, we don't know still. And I'm wondering, did Gabby and Brian go inside Moonflower? I mean, it sounds all the stuff they would be, wanting to eat. Did they go in there just to look at things? I mean, they were there at that coffee shop all day long. Did they walk right across street and go inside and get something in there? I mean, it wouldn't be out of the ordinary. Maybe Nettie. I just think it's where Brian goes home, the story of him going home, and I don't know. It's just, and then Gabby stays behind, and I don't know, that whole storage thing just doesn't fit for me personally. It could be nothing, but for me, it's just strange to me that he goes home. I mean, I don't know. Scott says, I don't think the parents took any gun. Hold on, where did it go? Oh my God, these comments go fast. Scott says, I don't think the parents took any gun. One of the two would have been broken so badly knowing he's dead. Not once did they cry or break down in public. So, Scott, do you think Brian Laundrie is not dead? I mean, I do think their behavior is extreme. I think we all agree it's extremely strange. And I know everyone deals with circumstances like this differently, and we don't know how we would react. But definitely, when I look at all the cases I've covered with everything, the Laundrie family is definitely one of the more stranger, the way they reacted to everything with this case. Extremely strange. Wasn't that Roberta or was it somebody else walking in the house wearing black? Was it her? What was in the storage shed? Okay, and that's another thing. Okay, so it was Brian's belongings, right? Brian had some stuff in the storage, and I'm assuming some of Gabby's stuff. But how much does a storage cost out there where they live? I know for me, when I've gotten storage before for a whole apartment, and that would be a 3-bedroom, we paid over no more than $200 for it a month. So Brian and Gabby, how much belongings do they really have that they would have to be spending a lot of money on a storage a month? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But I guess it was their belongings and they wanted to take it out and they put it allegedly at the parents' home, and they want to save money because they were going to stay longer on their, their trip. My God. Yeah. Hold on, guys. I'm going to mute really quick. All right. Sorry, I had to clear that all up. Yeah. So the women are, I think it was the 14th that they were murdered in the early morning hours because Crystal had a shift at work on the 15th, which was a no-show, no-call. And again, that is not what that, based off of what Sean Paul has said. And I think also what her coworkers and boss would say too, is that something they would do. It's not, that is something they wouldn't do. It's out of the, very out of their character. So based off of her not showing up on the 15th, I think the 14th, early morning hours, they were unfortunately killed. I want to go back and look at Cindy Sue's interview she did. She's done a couple. I want to go back and look. I'm not sure if she's doing them anymore because I did want to reach out to her and see if she would come on, or even Bridget, the aunt. But I'm not sure if Cindy Sue's doing any more interviews. I know she was, it's a lot for her. She's the one who actually found Kylen's body. And there's interviews where she describes that. And I know she had her own shop, and I think the business isn't doing too good, I think. So she's definitely, understandably, having a hard time with all of this. But I definitely want to go back and watch her interview with you guys. And I want to look at the body cam, the second one from when Gabby, from August 12th. Do you guys remember how the first body cam video footage was released and then that second one was released? When the second one was released, I was actually in California on vacation. And I remember Amanda telling me about it, and I was like, oh crap, I'm like getting ready. We were going with family. I couldn't look at it. So I remember watching it, but we never ever watched it together. And I kind of want to go back and watch it with you guys and look at the map and look at the campsite where the women were, the distance between everything, and just kind of like do that. And I do want to do a live with you guys and watch Cindy Sue's interview, because she is the one who came across and found them. And then she tells us what she's seen when she got there, when she remembers. The Gatorade bottles is something that's always questioned me. I need to go back, because I know I asked her about that and she answered. So I need to go back to look at all of that to have for you guys. But I don't know, you guys, this case is definitely odd. It's definitely odd. Why are we just learning this information, that this information should have been put out from the very beginning? It makes no sense to me. Amber, do you think there's a connection with Brian? Do you think he's the creeper dude? Put a 1 if you think Brian's the creeper dude in chat. A 2 if you do not think it's Brian. And if it is, because if you put 1 also, you got to know that the creeper is the person that the family and the PI think that is the one who actually took the women's lives. Kitten Capoodle says, the lady who found them said the whole area looks staged. Yeah, I want to go back, because she's done a couple of interviews. I want to go back and watch them all again, and then I will pick the one that I think. I'm going to go back and look at the group too. I could have sworn I seen she wasn't going to do any more interviews, but if she is, then I definitely would love to have her on. It's so hard to say any more information. Yeah, so do I. I feel like that too. I see some 1s, some 2s. Nettie says 2. Lip Block says 1. Barbara says 2. Savannah says 1. Well, if you mean like suspects, well, if you take the information from the PI, I think he said he has like, himself, that they've come up with like, I think 17 suspects, I believe it was now. I think that's the number I read somewhere. I could be wrong. I think it was that one. And Brian obviously is on there. And the thing we just watched with him, he makes a good point. Like, since Brian did take his own life with a gun, knowing the caliber he did use would help to kind of eliminate him from the Moab murders, which makes a lot of sense. And I hope we get that information. I see a lot of 1s. So you guys think he is a creeper dude? Interesting. I think there's a big possibility. I think there's a lot of connections here. I think I'll work on that as a video, because going live, I think it'd be kind of hard for me. But I don't know. Kit and Cat. I don't know. We don't know if they have it. They've never told us. Hey, Meep Meep, I just seen you in here right now. How are you? Yeah, Delana says she definitely believes these 2 cases are connected. Way too many coincidences. I know. And isn't it like, okay, so Grand County says on, what was it, the 16th, was it the 16th? No, what was the day I put? But they put on one day, they're looking into the connection between Gabby and, the double homicide. And then the very next day, they're like, oh, there's no connection. It's like, wow. And they don't even say, like, we got surveillance that puts Brian out of here. Like, it's just, how did you come up to that? And it's, what I'm questioning is what a lot of people are questioning. So, I don't know. Nettie says, are you forming a new theory? Vicky says, it certainly is weird that their paths crossed, and 4 of the 4 people are dead. 4 being Brian, Gabby, Kylen, and Crystal. I know, right? That is just so strange. And again, I said this when I started the live. Answer right now, because I think I was looking at the comments, but when you first learned of Kylen and Crystal, how did you learn about that case? I learned it because I was researching for Gabby being missing, and that's how I came across their case. It's just so strange how they have aligned more than once, and we're learning all of it now. There were 7 other suspicious murders in that area in the same time span. Tomas, also on Grand County Sheriff's on Facebook. So I can't remember. Let me see. Let me see if I could go on there. Hold on. They post about there was 3 killing. Not there was 3 deaths or something. Hold on. How do I get to my page? I don't know why every time I click on my Facebook from here, it goes to Candace Wow's Facebook, like her page. Like, I don't want to see it anymore right now, okay? All right, let me see. Let me share this really quick with you guys, and I'll let you guys go. Because I'm starting to get a little hot in here. All right. No, there's nothing new with that. With the laundries being charged. Let me get that off of there. Okay, so this is the Grand County Sheriff's Office Facebook. And their last posting for Kylen and Crystal would be November 17th. And it just says at this time there is no new information that can be released about the Crystal Turner and Kylen Schulte homicide case. And then again, if you have any information that may be helpful to the case, call our office and ask to speak to an investigator. And then this is just the press release that they put out. So that was their last. Let me see. Is this one it? So this one this is the 28th of September. This one says, so they continue to follow up with any information and tips received regarding the homicide investigation. The response has benefited this office in the investigation of the case. We are asking that anyone that would have been in the South Mesa area between the dates of August 13th and 14th and 15th contact our office. But Sean Paul is actually asking for the 10th and the 11th also. So those days going back more, because he says the information they have uncovered. Grand County Sheriff Office has enlisted numerous labs and technicians to assist in the forensics analysis of items of interest in this case. And it says it could take up to several months or more to complete. So we're in, what month are we in? January. So it's on, what is it, like 5 months? Jeez, over 5 months. So maybe they don't have everything they sent out, and we don't know what they actually sent out. So this is regarding regarding a couple of stolen vehicles. So I guess they had some stolen vehicles. Grand County. No, that's a parade they're gonna be in. Oh, and I guess somebody had copied their earlier press release and altered the document and then reposted it. So disregard the press release that is stated September 17th, 1700 Mountain Time. This is false information. There is no press conference scheduled for Saturday. So someone altered a document by them and putting other information out, which just blows my mind why people do shit like this all the time with cases. I see it all the time. And this was regarding the Kylen and Crystal case. The 17th, this is when they determined that there was nothing. It has been determined that the Gabby Petito missing person case is not related to the double homicide case involving Crystal Turner and Kylen Schulte. So that was released on the 17th. Again, the 16th, they put out that they were regarding the double homicide and Gabby Petito missing person case. The Grand County Sheriff Office has been in contact with Florida authorities, and we are actively looking into any connection between the Gabby Petito missing persons case and the double homicide that occurred in Grand County. The very next day, they say, hey, but there's no connection. And then, no, that's not that one. Hold on. What's this? This is a stolen trailer, I think. Yeah, no. A missing person who was located. And this talks about the reward when it comes to for Kylen and Crystal. I'm trying to go back to that one post. Hold on, guys. This is the sheriff here. And this is where he's just, letting people know that they're, they have nothing to fear. The community is safe, and they're actually, putting patrol cars. They've increased them out there in the LaSalle mountains. Okay, so right here it says, over the last year, Grand County Sheriff's Office has investigated 3 suspicious unattended deaths. Each case was independently examined by the State Medical Examiner Office, and then it has been determined that the cause of death in each case has none were classified as homicide. All 3 cases have been fully investigated, no evidence of criminal activity. These incidents are not related to each other or the current investigation into the double homicide in the South Mesa area. And I wondered when I first seen this, because prior to this, it was all about Kylen. So you can see they're talking about Woody's right here. So I'm wondering if the people that lived there were wondering about murders that were, not murders, sorry, I don't want to say murders, but these deaths, if they wanted more information about it, because I just thought it was interesting how they posted this update and saying it's not connected to Kylen and Crystal, and actually there was nothing that would classify it as homicide. I don't know. I thought that was interesting. Hey, John, good to see you. All right, guys, so I don't know. That's what I got for you guys today. I'm feeling like, ugh. So I do want to plan on a live tomorrow morning. I'm trying to figure out which one I want to do for tomorrow based off how I feel later. But tomorrow in the morning, around 10 again, we're going to talk more about these 2 cases. I kind of want to go, I want to look at that second body cam video of when the incident happened, and then going and looking at the map and comparing, the campsites and the distance from Woody's Tavern and just everything right there. Look at that. And then I also want to talk a little bit about another live I want to do is talk about the connections that I think are there. I do feel like poo. I feel like shit right now. It's hitting me. It's definitely hitting me. Savannah, that's something like for most cases I follow, I'm not one to be like against the police, honestly. But with this case from the very beginning, I got the feeling that it wasn't taken serious enough. And I also, and this is, I'm going to be honest with you guys, with this case, I feel like someone's covering up something here. I feel like, I don't know. If it is not Brian Laundrie, which it could be, it could not be, but I honestly lean so much towards somebody in that area knows exactly who it is and that still lives there. I don't know. I just feel this way. I do. I feel like somebody's covering up something with this. It's just weird too. Why are we learning this information? Why hasn't any of this been put out yet? This couple, this young couple, they never came forward. But then I thought, wow, what if it was Brian and Gabby? They never came forward because, hello, they're no longer alive. Or is it because, like many people, they go there just for camping, they stop and they go, you know? I don't know. But then the Gabby Petito case blew up, and then I think the Moab, I don't know. Does the gin whiskey work better than, what do you mean, Vicky? Bob Dylan. For reals. Oh my God. Yesterday when I tried to say something to my boyfriend, he was like, oh my God. I was like, he's like, stop faking it. I'm like, I'm not. Oh my God. Be real. Please, Raz, feel better. Oh, you work at 10 a.m. Yeah, I work tonight. All right, guys. They aren't used to these things. But they called in the FBI and they called in, what was that other, they called somebody else in too to help with the case. So I'm just, and I know Sean Paul was frustrated with it all because he made a statement like no one's even contacted him either. If the FBI was actually, you know, he was saying. So it's just, I don't know. But since they're getting the satellite imaging, and I feel like this PI is going to really crack this case. I feel it. I really do. I think this case is going to be solved. As for Summer Wells, I'm not too sure. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I want to thank all of you guys for being here with me and talking these two cases more of course, the Moab murders. Thank you guys for spending a little bit of time with me. I am going to go rest right now, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow morning. I will be here in the morning talking this case again. Both of them, Gabby's and Kylen and Crystal's, because I kind of lean towards there's a connection here. There's definitely a connection. Not sure what it actually is, but there definitely is. And give a thumbs up for my mods because they are really amazing. And thank you guys for interacting. I am 56, binging true crime a very long time. That's awesome, Savannah. Oh, see, why can't I have friends like you that live around me? Nobody likes true crime around me. None of my neighbors. They don't even like watching scary movies. It's like, how do you even survive? Oh my gosh. I will meep. Thank you so much. Broken dishes. Sky, thank you, love. Sky, are you not working right now? Vicky D, thank you as always. John, good to see you popping in here. John. Lip lock. Extinct tuba. Am I saying that wrong? You guys get me with your names sometimes. I feel like people pick names for creators can struggle when it's time to say hello to them. Nettie, it was so good to have you in here. Savannah, Tomas, let me see, let me scroll up. Scott, good conversation. Be real, good conversation. And I love all your guys' theories and opinions in here. Barbara, so good to see you again, Barbara. So good. You make me smile. Lip locked, good to have you in here. I'm just scrolling up, you guys. Kit, how do I say it? Kit, where did it go? The Kit and Cat one. Amber, what else? And I know Amber Truthseeker is covering this case too. Like many of us, we cover different cases, but I think she's still covering this one. So make sure you check out our channel. And I think Happy, Beautiful Queen, Lori, I think that's all. It's going to let me scroll up. Okay, so everybody that participated, if I didn't say your name, Thank you guys for being here. If you're new, hopefully you enjoyed this live. Subscribe. You guys make sure you like, because when you like a video, it does help the channel with the algorithm with the YouTube, and it gets it pushed out. So please take the time to just like it. It's super free, doesn't cost you guys anything, and it does wonders for a channel. So again, hit that like button. And I'm looking at you guys' chat, and I have all this saliva in my mouth. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. All right, you guys take care. Bye, everyone.